welcome back to another episode. I'm your host with the most chronic ass money, bitch. We finna get into Neo. He's speaking on Bag Fuel, and we finna react to this shit. He's speaking on how R&B music is right now. Personally, I think it's too much. Like, all they talk about is fucking in R&B. It ain't even the good fucking. It's just straight raw, gritty, nasty, like just to the bone. Like, that's all they do. Everybody eating pussy, everybody sucking dick. It's all the same.
Baby.
The culture of R&B, people are complaining about it, from songwriting to the business to the quality. Like, what's your perspective on the landscape of R&B?
I think that there are a very, very small number of people that are doing R&B music for the love of it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I think that people unfortunately kind of look at R&B as one of those art forms that is not going to make as much money as pop. It's not going to make as much money as hip hop. It's not going to make
Why
as
is
much.
that, though?
I don't know. And that's the thing. I don't know what happened. There was an era in time where, you know, it was all right for a dude to show emotion, a dude to express emotion and not be called a lame. And like, that's not the case no more. It's like now everybody's so goddamn tough. Everybody's so hard. And it don't make no sense. Mind you, I'm not saying that I don't like some of the R&B that's happening in the world right now. I definitely do. I just don't feel like there's enough contrast between, you know, the tough guy stuff and the vulnerability. You know,
Do you think the dating culture?
I want to say this because he touched on a good ass point, but the quality ain't what it was. Because when you sit back and think about it, nobody's in love no more. Nobody talks about love anymore. Even with like what he's saying, like when motherfucking niggas feeling vulnerable and shit like that. Like, it was a point in time when R&B was over fucking rap. Rap wasn't even that at a point in time. Where R&B was that, and rap needed R&B to get on at a point in time. But the biggest issue is just everybody just on that vibe, but just either they fucking or they getting money or they killing somebody. And it's like nobody's trying to be different. And that's another thing with that. Like, in this generation, everybody's doing too much mimicking. Nobody's coming up with their own style. Nobody's trying to really be original with what they're doing. And another thing is, you don't have too many niggas that's professionally trained at singing. Back in the day, you used to have niggas in choirs and shit like that. Nowadays, you don't have niggas going to church like that to be doing that. And nobody really thinks singing is cool, as far as a lot of people shame singers and shit like that, make it seem like you gay if you sing, or make it sound like you weird, whatever. But it don't make sense, because at the end of the day, our biggest artists were singers.
There has a play in it, because before it was, you know, celebrated to show love to your woman and really sing it. What they always say, they don't cry no more in R&B music videos. Remember Esther?
Yeah, but
he's the last crying nigga.
But he said because that makes you a sucker and that makes you a lame now.
But now, if you notice, now that's the shift. Dudes are doing what they feel like the women are asking for from a popular culture. Because Neo just mentioned it. Now you look soft if you say you love your girl. You're showing love to your girl.
I mean, listen, man. When you be nice, for some reason, when you be nice to these chicks, they think it's something funny going on. Real talk, like,
I mean, it's the unfortunate truth.
They think something funny is going on. Like, why are you doing this? What's up? You gotta be
ulterior motive.
Yeah, but if you want somebody, I'm boom, boom, boom. I'm not this, and she's riding out.
But the reason I asked that, because people don't know y'all history, y'all too, and so he looks at music the same way you do. And I'm listening to Esso say the beats are trash. People can't sing.
He can't talk about that. He only comments in my DM.
No, I know, but that's why I'm asking.
DM commenter with the laughing and the oh reallys. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk about.
No, we're not talking that. But
I'm not going to say who. But I'm just saying because they be acting crazy. Like, I'm bugging.
But from beyond public perception, that is a very strong talking point. People can't sing to the quality you can sing. The beats don't hit the same. There is no subject matter. That's why I'm asking, how do you feel about it?
I think it has a lot to do with the technologies and the use of the technologies and all of that nowadays. Like, think about this. There was a point in time where you were going to the studio, right?
Yeah.
Recording studio. It's the singer, it's the band, you know, the drums is set up over here with a microphone. Two guitarists over there, they each got a microphone on them. One piano guy, he got a microphone on them, and they just say go. And that's how the song was recorded. Every time you heard the hook, they sat.
Now that's real discipline and that's a real structured situation, especially when you come to music, because nowadays you don't even got niggas that know how to play music. But that's my point right there. Like a lot of these niggas don't have the passion for it. You know what I'm saying? Even when you watch Chris Brown, he took away a lot of the drive for the shit because you pay attention to a lot of shit that Chris Brown make. Look at what he write, quote unquote, and produce. Look at what the majority of his records are on and about. When you start taking yourself out of the 2000s and shit like that, R&B starts to become like a backseat to just fucking. And it's like you can't really too much blame technology. It's really the people and the thought process as far as the generation go, because nobody's thinking about that. Either they thinking about, like I said, they getting money, or they fucking, or they killing each other. It's one of the two. Nobody's thinking about being poetic about what they saying, or even trying to be, like he said, being nice to motherfuckers. Because it's like when you try to be nice to these females, it'll be an issue. Depending on how you doing it, you can't even open the door for a motherfucker. They be acting like they can't even say thank you or some shit. Like, you can't be a gentleman no more. Like, it's nothing. That's another thing that's gone. Also, chivalry. So you really got to think about the thought process that went behind all of them records that they even thinking about when they comparing these people and saying, like, these are people who sat back and really was like, damn, I miss this person, or like, damn, I really love this person, or this is how I feel for this person. Like, these people put down expressions of feelings on paper. They not doing it no more. Not in rap, not in no art form right now.
Sang that bitch every single time. It wasn't no cutting and pasting. It wasn't none of that. You had to be that good, because if you was the nigga that made the mistake, we got to start all the way over. We got to start all the way over.
People don't even know that.
And mind you, back day songs was 8-10 minutes long. So imagine we've been rocking for 7 minutes and you hit the faulty note.
Yeah.
Damn, we got to start all the way over. So you had to be elite at what you was doing. That ain't the case no more. You ain't got to. You barely have to be able to hold a note anymore. You can just a nigga know how to use auto-tune real good, don't have to know how to sing at all. And he all of a sudden is on the same playing field as me.
We ain't gonna name no names.
Yo, that's ill.
We ain't gonna name no names.
I ain't speaking about nobody specifically. I'm talking about the fact that nowadays
the technology puts you at the same caliber as Neo.
Checkers and Rally's MVP meal deal makes you a big deal. A mushroom Swiss with fries, drink, and dessert, just $5. What a...
It was blood, sweat, and tears learning how to sing on key, learning how to dance and sing at the same time and not sound nuts. That was blood, sweat, and tears. And now it's this cat who ain't did none of that leg work, and we on the same plane.
And he don't even got to write the records. He can go.
He ain't got to write it.
Everybody gonna be like, that's technology, this, that, and third. I feel like it's the people, bro. People be picking dumb shit now because it's so fast and easy cooked. Nobody really listening for talent no more. People just listening for ideas and things that they feel in common with, or that they have in common with this person. They not really looking for shit for real.
You know, the chat, GPT, and all that to write the lyrics.
This is where we at. So that's why the music is suffering, because what it took to be a part of this small elite club ain't.
But you were saying the barrier of entry is non-existent.
Anybody,
is what I just said.
You know, and nobody understands when I say this, but it's like, think about it like this way. Imagine a shoe that they could sell you that the second you put it on, you play as good as LeBron. The second you put the shoe on.
Wow.
Now anybody can play. You know what I'm saying? That's what the technology is doing to the music. That's why the music is suffering, because nobody has to be good anymore. You just got to be aight.
But that's what they wanted, Neo. Like, I didn't realize how many people was jealous of us. Like, not the singers, everybody in the game. If you was a
before
manager,
the internet culture,
before the internet hit, the game. See, we didn't realize it because we was striving, working, doing what we got to do.
Yeah.
You know, thinking that we're about to do the impossible. You follow what I'm saying? I didn't realize that there was so many people that hated on the fact that we actually did the impossible, not knowing what we went through. The hunger, the blood, sweat, and tears. You're losing family, you're losing girls, you're losing money, you're losing all type of stuff to chase this one dream that you want to chase, because that's all we knew. That's what we felt. And it's just totally different right now, bro.
It ain't the
you know
same.
What I'm saying? Like, and then we was a small fraternity. The managers knew the other managers. We hooked people up. Like, I always tell people with Stargate, I just knew them. And I was like, yo, fuck with Tango. And then Neo was there. Yo, Neo is going on tour. We're going to bring y'all niggas on tour. It wasn't like the labels did that.
Yeah.
It was the people that was working
The
with
ones that
each
was there.
other because we was a small fraternity, and then we would go to the label and say, well, Neo Camp said that it's cool for us to go on the road with them and we just need some support. But Neo and them said that, yeah. And that's how it get done. You can't do that no more because everybody is spread out. You sending tracks across the web. You're not really never catching the vibe. The importance of freaking catching the vibe is because you get a chance to build a relationship. If I would have never been in the studio with him, if I would have never traveled with Neo, I spent time in the studio with him, and it had nothing even to do with my record.
Just vibing out.
I'm just there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
That was-
Tango's like we in New York
What you about
come
to-
through.
You know what I'm saying? That was what the culture was at that point.
Yeah.
Like now everything is digital. Everything I don't even
Email and
we ain't even
tracks.
got to be in the same country. I can send it across the web. You do your thing, send it back. All right, we good. We send it out. I'll see you if we decide to shoot a video. If we decide.
I agree with that too, although as far as what they saying, I agree with everything they're saying. I don't want to make it sound I don't agree with them, but I'm just adding on to what I feel like they should be saying. But yeah, the way technology move now, don't nobody really got to pour real emotion together into it. So like people, when they built songs back in the day, they built the idea together. So it's like now niggas ain't doing the idea together, they doing it separate. One person might have made the beat, but that other nigga was in the studio when he was making the beat and he got inspired by what he was doing, or he might have said, no, change this, do this, woo, woo, woo. Like different niggas did that. Prodigy did that with Mobb Deep. A lot of different people did that. Tupac did that. Snoop Dogg did that. A few people have done that. When you actually creating, you bringing two minds together versus me just sending you my half of a song and I'm leaving it open for you on some shit that you don't even know about or get the concept of or didn't even help chip in on type shit.
The video because the videos don't even damn matter no more. Like that. Do you remember? Do you know that there was a point in time where there was whole TV shows dedicated to just music videos?
Yeah, 106 in Park,
That is
TRL.
not a thing no more. That's not a thing anymore. Like
Because they're not watching TV, they're watching the
YouTube,
Right.
TikTok,
right,
Instagram.
and I feel like the more access you give, the worse off shit gets. I feel like that's what it is, and I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth. That's the truth. The more people you let in, the less it's valued. The less it's.
If everybody's in VIP don't
They're not
exist.
VIP.
What the hell is VIP?
But they're saying that we feel that way because we're old. Y'all are old. Y'all was in the game for 20 years and y'all made money differently. Y'all are old. Times have changed and y'all are not adjusting to the changing times.
Listen, there's a reason that can't nobody catch a hit without sampling something from that era of music. There's a reason for that. The only hits that you hear is music sampled from the era that y'all calling old now. Why is that? Why y'all can't? Why can't anybody create any?
Cause these niggas can't produce no soul. That's my whole fucking point. They don't put their heart in that shit. They just putting out some shit that's already relatable to you. That's how they glue you into some shit. It's not giving you nothing that's gonna actually turn you up to this shit, like make you feel this shit like certain artists used to do. Like niggas ain't putting that impact on it. They not putting they self into that mode where they really like that artist that they portraying to be. Right now they just looking the part. I feel like they don't even really play the part for real because they not handling business the same way they used to. Niggas ain't really putting their heart in that shit.
From scratch. Why? You know what that era of music was. You felt that era. People, it's whole clubs and parties that are dedicated to that era of music.
And a lot of the younger people, boys and girls, are like, what was it like going to the club and hearing that song? My sister's like, if I was 10 years old, I would have loved to hear all the dance hall music. What was it like when Neo's joint hit with Petey Crack? And I was like, you had to be there.
Be there.
You had to be there. It Miss Independent. You know, what was it like? You know, hearing these songs. Even in the strip club, I'm like, you can get an R&B song off in the strip club. People will never understand that.
To get an R&B song over the strip club, definitely.
Man, it was a thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, like I said, one thing about music is nobody put their heart into it no more. Same thing with the sports, everything. This generation don't put their heart in nothing. Nobody put their heart in nothing. That's why nobody cares about anything anymore. Nobody care about a championship no more. Don't nobody give a fuck about none of that shit. They're just trying to make money. Everything is a process of money. When music used to be a process of like actual therapy or like actual like creativity and imagination. Niggas be taking a lot of shit out of everything because they taking a lot of things for granted. And we as a people need to stop doing that, man. We gotta stop doing that, bro. because time is always of the essence. So you always should get your best foot forward, like when you putting something out, because you want that shit to actually last. And how you know it's gonna last is because people that did it before you have actual proof of doing it. Like people who actually put their heart and they soul and their ambitions into their dream. Like niggas like Michael Jordan, niggas like Kobe, niggas like Michael Jackson, like niggas like Prince, like niggas who actually put that sweat in that shit. Like they actually put their foot on everything they could do and just push to the fullest of the power that they had. Nobody's doing that now, and I feel like that's one of the main things that's holding this generation up. Just people, everybody just back as far as like why niggas don't even go out and really feel like they need to buy music no more. Fuck you talking about? But y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. I'm already done with this shit. Like, subscribe.
Hey, gotta know your purpose. Stand with what it is. These niggas is lurking. Hold your curtains. These hoes be perking. OG told me, but watch your back. Hey,